that's better.
Tip, 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 tip. Little feet, hardly audible because of the thick carpet, are coming nearer and nearer to our bedroom. Oops. That step from the bathroom into our room is a high one, but she made it. Our little pipsqueak in a bright yellow sleep suit worms her way onto the bed, climbs over me and slips under the covers. Icy cold feet are placed between my legs, 2 arms round my neck and a rosebud kiss on my nose. Good morning, my mummy, she sings. Good morning, my Tess, I answer, still half asleep. But that's not the idea. That definitely is not the idea. And every morning her little hands go to my eyes and with careful, soft shrimp fingers pull up my eyelids. I roll up my eyeballs. A bit of horror is always appreciated, and Tess shrieks in mock fear. Wake up! Wake up! The sun's waiting for us, Mummy, chirps my daughter. And I surprise her by suddenly opening my eyes. I do it every morning, and it's always game. It's our ritual, and a most wonderful way to be woken up. This is the time when Daddy is still fast asleep and snoring. This is the time for us girls. It's time to broach important subjects, and Tess time to pose her questions of great significance. Why is that rose red? Why can't Doogie Dog speak like we do? Why did the neighbour fix his motorcycle? Because it was broken. Why? Because he isn't very careful. Why? Because he's still young. Hey, that one brought the subject to a full stop. But why doesn't Auntie Tina have babies? She's so pretty, she could easily find a nice man to make her a baby. Why doesn't Auntie Tina want a man to make her a baby? Why doesn't Sammy like spinach? Why didn't Evita sing her own songs in the theatre? Why is she dead? What is cancer? Why do people get cancer? Why do leaves fall off trees in summer, in autumn? Why? Why? What is God? Tess insists. I pull her close and kiss the kissing curls on her little neck. She pushes my head back so she can see my eyes. Mummy? I don't know, Tess. I really don't know what God is. I answer and feel like a damn hypocrite. Why do you ask, love? Well, Tess snuggles up closer without losing eye contact. Well, when I was at Auntie Minka's for lunch, she put my hands together like this, and she told me to say a prayer. That's talking to God, she said. Shit, I said angrily. Aunt Minka shouldn't do that. Yeah, she shouldn't do that, Tess. It's not right. Why? Because she forces you to do things. Well, things she believes in, but we don't. Why? Because Aunt Minka is a Catholic and we are Jewish. And if we would like you to pray... Oh, God. I'm at a loss for words. My husband snores and listens, I'm sure. How to explain that we are traditional Jews but not Orthodox? How to explain that actually we are Jewish atheists? Or atheist Jews? What's God? I don't know, I answered again. I honestly don't know, my love. I can only tell you the one thing about God that I do know for sure. What? That he's not an old man with a long white beard who is sitting on a damp cloud and wearing a long white dress. That he is not, Tess. Aunt Minka says he is the Heavenly Father. Aunt Minka is a... Whose father is God? Jesus. My husband hides his laughter behind a loud snore. Yes, that's what Aunt Minka said, Mummy. God is Jesus' daddy. Yeah, Tess, that's what some people say. Tess feels my uneasiness and strokes my cheeks. our tender and loving little pipsqueak always finds the right gesture at the right moment. But what's God, Mummy? I can only tell you that he is not your or my father. Tess, I had my own papa, your Papa Peter, and you have your daddy. I almost added, thank God, but thank God checked myself in time. My husband's back is shaking. He's laughing. You know, my love, I go on, what? Well, the thing other people call God means nothing to me, Tess. I don't believe in Aunt Minka's God, not at all. So I can't even explain a teeny bit about it, or him. You have your own God, Mummy. No, I don't have a God, my darling. I think people made up God, like a fairy godmother, godfather in a fairy tale. Or maybe they just made a thing called God to explain thunder and lightning and rain. Because they were scared, I think, Tess concludes. Yes, maybe because they were scared. I'm not scared, Tess. So you don't need a God. No. God is something you have to be able to believe in, Tess. I believe in nature and the universe and in the sun and the moon and the stars and the Milky Way and the black holes, my daughter adds matter-of-factly. I always tell her I love her more than the sun and the moon and the stars and the Milky Way and the black hole, and that seems to go well with Aunt Minka's God. Yes, yes, all that, Tess. I'm not saying that for me nature is God, mind you. Why not? Because then it would be a bit like what Aunt Minka calls God, but different. Oh, heck, darling. For Mummy, an old tree is more God than Minka's Heavenly Father. You're putting your foot into it, dear, grumbles my husband. And I almost could have blessed him for saving me, because with Daddy awake and talking, God rockets out of the picture. While they have their morning hugs and kisses, I get out of bed and put on my housecoat. Come on, guys. Let's have a quick shower and eat breakfast and then go for a walk in the forest. The weather is gorgeous. Lots of sunshine. An hour later, we're in the huge forest behind our house. The Dougal dog follows Tess, a little red wetsuit pixie with a blue and white striped Breton cap on her curls. That's Tess, not the dog. Even the cats come along among the gigantic centenarian trees. Sunlight filters through the pollution-thinned branches, fallen leaves rustle under our feet. My husband and I walk hand in hand, and Tess goes her merry little way. She's climbing up a small hill towards a group of trees. Her little feet in red boots take such big steps that every once in a while she goes down on all fours. But there, she made it. We look at each other and smile. Our Tess, the mountain goat, our Capricorn. Suddenly my husband stops and silently points at Tess. What the hell's she doing now? He whispers, and his mouth falls open in surprise. I stare at my daughter. Tess hugs a tree. Tess kisses the tree. Tess talks to the tree, and after yet another kiss, goes to the next oak and repeats the ritual. Acting nonchalant, we very slowly climb towards her. We don't want her to notice us and stop whatever she's doing. And just as we are close enough to hear what she's saying, she puts her little arms around another thick old tree. Hello, God, we hear her say. She kisses the bark. How are you today, God? She asks and plants another kiss. Have a nice day, God, chirps Tess. She walks to the next giant oak and embraces it, or rather embraces half of it. It's a very thick, very old tree. Hello, God, says Tess.